What is going on, change makers? I am Charlize Walker of Lisa's Business Enterprise, also the founder and executive director for Professional Career Development Services, my small little itty bitty nonprofit, yes. But I am here to help you with another nonprofit tip. If you are starting up or you're thinking about starting up a nonprofit, I have to give it to you straight with the facts, okay? So it is giving season. November has come in. Giving season must have. And the thing you must have is a donation receipt or a letter. So a lot of times, especially when I relaunched and restarted a nonprofit, I didn't have something systematically to track donations and send out receipts and everything, contribution statements. So he had to manually do a lot of stuff because you want to be in line with the IRS. Facts, 100%, 100,000%. So, and a lot of times, especially nowadays, that we can use like Cash App or Zelle, but how many of y'all are sending out receipts right immediately after someone donates? We made it a habit, especially with getting cash donations or donations in the mail long ago. We made it a habit just to send a donation receipt or donation letter back to them. Right now, we currently use Applos. It's a bookkeeping system, but it has a donation system built in it to help track the donations, and it's a great tool. That way, I don't have to do nothing extra or pull anything else from otherwhere. So, if you use Cash App, or if you use Zelle, or use other forms of mail-in payments and stuff like that, I am going to talk about, of course, two things you can do: the requirements first, the IRS requirements. Got to give you the facts, and then I will talk you through how to create a donation receipt or document right from your computer or your laptop. So that is most important. And also, I would say once you get in that habit, you also can use the donations if you're tracking manually and everything. You can use to compile contribution statements for the donor's individual income tax returns for their tax purposes next year, or however you process it. We start processing a little bit early in December, and I guess send them out in January. But for instance, a contribution statement is, let's say we had Joe Smith donated 10 times, 10 different times throughout the year. He donated $50 each time he donated. So that means over the year, he contributed $500. So that contribution statement would say Joe Smith for this year gave $500, for his tax statement. So definitely you can have that information from the donors if you've got a good tracking, even a manual Excel tracking system. That way you can pull up information, say, hey, he did donate $500. Let's give him that contribution station. But make it a habit. Stay in line with the IRS. That's all I can tell you. Stay in line with the IRS. So according to the IRS, and you want to Google IRS Publication 1771 and get it from the IRS, or you can go to the IRS website and do a search for Publication 1771. They have not updated recently, but they updated it revised it in 2016. So you want to go back and look at that if you have one. Keep it. It is part of your nonprofit Bible. But let's get right into it. They say, and they is the IRS, which is facts. A donor cannot claim a tax deduction for a single contribution of $250 or more unless the donor obtains a written acknowledgement of the contribution from the organization. And it would also says it through it. Let me backtrack. The publication 1771 is about 7 pages. And like I said, keep it. It's not that long. You can read over it. Keep it in your financials, your financial paperwork, your financial files. So really, they're saying if someone donates $250 or more, you have to give them a receipt. That is the IRS standards. Now, whether someone donates $5, $10, $15, less than 250, we just give them the donation receipt. Period. A donation letter. period. We just make it a habit to just go ahead and get it out the way for the year. But if they ask for it, if they donated 200, they donated 10 and they ask for a receipt, just go ahead and give it to them. No big problem, no big deal. But here is what the donation receipt or the letter must contain. According to the IRS Publication 1771, and must contain these 6 things. One, the name of the organization, right? You got to have the name of the organization. The amount of the cash contribution, a description, not the value, but the description, meaning if of a non-cash contribution. So say if they donated, a chair or something to your organization or a laptop, then that the non-cash contribution. A statement that no goods or services were provided by the organization in return for the contribution, if that was the case. Number 5, a description and good faith estimate of the value of the goods or services, if any, that an organization provided in return for the contribution. So I'm gonna pause right there and go to the last one in a minute. So let's say you had a phone-a-thon and people that contributed donated $25 or more got a tote bag. So that is something that you can put on there. And number 6, a statement that goods and services, if any, that an organization provided in return for the contributions consisting entirely of intangible religious benefits. So that being said, those are the 6 main things that must be on the the donation letter or the donation receipt. Now, what we do to make it very easier, if you ever donated to another organization, they sent you anything back. What we have is we put the EIN number and the mailing address to our organization. It makes it very easier for, especially with large donors and stuff, they have to put that information in there for their tax purposes. So we just add that on there as well. Now, let me talk about what you can do to, if you have a very manual process of tracking donations and everything, which you should, because if you have not already, go back and view my record keeping video that I did last month. It's November now. I don't know when you're viewing this, but I did a record keeping video October 2021, what the IRS said. So, but here's something that you can create a very like a Word document, a Microsoft Word document, and what you can put on this document is all this information. What we have is you can put in a header, like if you have a logo, your mailing address, and the EIN number and the contact number. I always say put that on there. And then who you're addressing it to. Keep this letter, keep this as a template. Keep this letter, and within Microsoft Word, you can do a mail merge. And that already has all the information in there. And all you have to do is plug in the names and everything and send that out. So once you have the Microsoft Word document, and like I said, you can also create the contribution statement for their tax purposes too. So again, the donation letter, and then you can say, hey, you donated, you know, $300 today, blah, blah, blah. No goods and services were exchanged for the information. Boom. Thank you. And then say, same person, oh, you donated $1,000 throughout the year to our organization. That's the contribution statement. So what I would say is definitely make you a Microsoft Word document that where you can use the mail merge option. Convert it to a PDF and email it or mail that information to your donor. You should be, hopefully you have a system where you're tracking the addresses or email address, because you can just email it. You don't have, it's not a requirement that I know of for the IRS, but go to your contribution, your IRS 1771, and read that whole that little packet there. So again, I will convert it to a PDF, email it to them, or especially you definitely keep the amount on there they donated. Mail it to them. Everything, as again, far as everything that you send to your donor, as far as the letters, you keep your record for your records, okay? And make sure you keep on your tracking system that you mailed them a letter on what date, okay? Yeah, put the date on it. I don't know why. It might say that thoroughly throughout the charitable contributions publication IRS 1771. Definitely read it for yourself, but I just hit the main points. If you need any help or anything, or if you say, hey, Charlize, just send me a template. Send me what you got. I got you. Just hit me an email at info@lisasbusiness.com. Or shoot me a text message or something like, hey, I seen your video, I need some help. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you have a good giving season. And always, if you need help, hit me up. Knowledge is powerful, but sharing knowledge is empowerment.